Hi, I'm Bethan West. I'm one of the SENDCos here at the Gryphon School. I share this job with Sarah Darlington, who you can see in one of our other videos. At the Gryphon School, we think it's really important that all students have access to a broad and balanced curriculum. And so quality first teaching in the classroom is absolutely essential. And the learning support team and the whole school achieve this by having really strong communication between learning support and all the other teachers. And all teachers are trained in meeting the needs of a range of students regularly so that they're up to date with how to support them best. However, we know that some young students might need a little bit more support than just what can be seen in a mainstream classroom, and so we have to identify those students. So to do that, it starts with primary schools. So we work with the primary school SENDCos in order to identify any students coming up to us that might need some extra support so that we can have it in place when they start with us. When students join us in September, all of them are assessed for reading, spelling and maths, and we use that to achieve or to find out some extra students that might need that intervention. Also, though, we know that young people change all the time and a need might become apparent as they make their way through school. So teachers might refer to us, parents or carers might refer to us, and sometimes the young people come to us directly as well and say they need some more support in something. So once we know that we have some students with some extra needs, what do we do? Well, one of our key methods of support here is the nurture group system, which Mrs McGreal will talk about in her video, and that's for our students with their most complicated needs. For other students, we have a whole range of interventions, from small groups to one-to-one, and they can be run by our team here. So they might be reading, it might be spelling, it might be social skills, it might be self-confidence, it might be counselling. So there's a really big range depending on what that young person needs at that time. So who's doing that intervention? We have a nice learning support team here who are all really highly trained and enthusiastic about the work they do. We have dyslexia specialists, maths specialists, a speech and language therapist in-house, which is really unusual for a secondary school. And everybody works really hard to deliver those interventions to the young people, and it's usually in their afternoon registrations that those happen. We also work with people outside of school, so families of the young people are really important because we know that young people can be really different in school to how they are at home, and that can offer us a bit more insight into what the young person needs, how they're feeling about school, what kind of intervention will work. And included in that is talking to the young person themselves as well, because they might say, well, I really like it when I have this kind of support, but this kind of support doesn't work for me. So we try and all work together. Some of our young people have learning passports, which is a way of communicating with their teachers, their key needs, their likes and their dislikes, what can be done to help support them as well. With students with more complicated needs, we often work with outside agencies, so educational psychologists, hearing impairment specialists, specialist teachers. We work with colleagues from special schools, loads and loads of different people, in order so that we can kind of have the most up-to-date training ourselves, to offer ideas about how to support those young people better, and just to really kind of ensure that what we're giving is really top quality. Another aspect of our support as learning support is the pastoral side. So we've obviously got heads of year, deputy heads of year and tutors who do an amazing job. But sometimes children need a little bit more. So we have a blue room space where children can come if they're having a bad day and they just need someone to offload to. Maybe a student who's got sensory needs and they want to come and just have a bit of a break from the busy noisiness of school. We've got outside exercise equipment, so a student who might need to just regain their focus can come and burn a bit of energy off. And the staff that work in there are really trained highly in supporting children with social and emotional mental health issues. And so they can maybe offer some one-to-one support, they can help them get back into the classroom, work with children on reduced timetables and things like that. Okay, so how do we measure the success of our young people with SEND here? Well, in terms of exam results, they do really well. Last year, our students with SEN did better than their target grade on average, so we were obviously really, really pleased with that. But we know that exam results are not the only measure of success, and so we're equally proud of our young people who go on to pursue all kinds of different things. So that might be going into the world of work, That might be going to Kingston Moorwood to do an agricultural course. It might be going to one of our local colleges. And we do have 2 students with EHCPs in our sixth form currently. And we're really proud of the Gryphon being able to continue having those students with us and offering them support, but also of those young people and the progress that they have made. Okay, so the title of this video was No One Left Behind, and I hope I've talked you through how that happens here at the Gryphon. And I think at the end of the day, we want all students to have access to the education they deserve, to achieve their potential, and to leave school feeling that they're equipped for their next steps, and that school is a safe and enjoyable place for them to be.